To get started with submitting your event registration, you're going to visit widener.presence.io, log in using your Widener credentials, and then head to the admin dashboard. Once you're here, you're going to come over to the side navigation bar, click on Create, and go into Event. This is going to pull up our event registration form. The first thing that you're going to see is that the event registration form must be completed at least 3 weeks in advance of your event or meeting. Anything after may not be approved. And I recommend putting it in even earlier than the 3-week mark because spaces do fill up very quickly. The event registration form is going to serve as the official event approval process for all student organizations as well as campus departments. You are to enter all of your information for meetings, activities, events, programs, regardless of if it is virtual or in person, into the form and submit for review and approval. If your meeting or activity is closed specifically to only members of your organization or department, then at the very bottom of the page, you will select hidden from non-members so that your event can still be counted in the system, but that it won't show up on the main calendar. And I'll show you where that is throughout this tutorial video. And of course, if you need assistance at any time, you will just click here to watch this tutorial video. We're going to get started with our general event information. So I am just going to call this a test event, and we are going to put this under the RSO leaders page. You're going to fill out your event contact information. This is specifically whoever should be contacted with information regarding this event. Here, I'm going to put my office line, but this is where you're going to put your cell phone number. Then you're going to tell us more about your event. So for this, I'm just going to say this is a test event for the tutorial video, but you want to be as detailed as humanly possible. This is what's going to show on the student portal, where all of the general students who are interested in your event are going to find out more information. So talk directly to them and tell them what they should know about your event. What is it that's going to draw them out? Be detailed and make sure that you're enticing. Next is event categories. You are going to select any and all that apply. There is no limit here. And so for this, I am just going to select this as an in-person meeting, even though we're doing this as a virtual video, just to make sure that we are in line with the rest of the form that I'm submitting. But you can scroll through here and see all the different tags that we have to offer. And if you think that there's something that's missing, please don't hesitate to reach out to the Office of Student Engagement so we can get that included. Next is time and location. So again, this form is due 3 weeks in advance. So today is Monday, December 19th. So the 26th would be week 1, then we have week 2, and then we have week 3. So I'm going to select the 17th as my date for this event, and we're going to do it at 12 p.m. that day. So once you change the start date, you're going to notice that the end date automatically changes to 1 minute past the start date. So please make sure that you're keeping an eye on that and you're paying attention to what that end time is. If you submit it with only 1 minute difference, your event will be denied because we need to make sure that you are submitting the correct information. Then you're going to type in your location. Notice that down here we have please use the full name of the space you're requesting in building - room name format. The brackets are not required, but you do need to fully spell out the name of the place that you are holding your event. So I'm going to put in University Center, Room A. If you're hosting your event in Kirkbride, it shouldn't just say Kirkbride, it should say Kirkbride Hall. It shouldn't say Kirk. Shouldn't say KBH. Same with Kapelski Learning Center. KLC is not common knowledge for everyone on campus. So you really want to make sure that it's always spelled out correctly, or your event might be denied. So please make sure that you're using the proper format. Next, we're going to go to additional event details. You're going to automatically see 2 questions. The first is this happening in person or virtual? If you select virtual, you will go down to the second question, which is, will your event raise funds for a specific cause? If it is a fundraiser, you will select yes. If not, you will select no. For training purposes, I'm going to select yes. If your event is not virtual and it is in person, you're going to get another question that populates. Will your event or meeting happen on or off campus? If it is off campus, you can move on with the form. If it is on campus, you will then Answer, will your event require the use of the University Center Fire Circle? Again, for the purposes of this training, I'm going to select yes so you can see all of the different options that populate. Opportunities are next. You can just ignore that completely. You all won't have access to anything, and right now there's no conditions that you can apply. Next is cover image. I'm going to just select a stock image, but please make sure that you are uploading something here if you have it. You can use the 1920 by 1080 pixels or 16 by 9 or PowerPoint slide sized flyer. I would not do anything that does not fit because, as you can see, this is the sizing that fits on the student portal. Over here, we have an announcement about digital display advertisements. And so there is now a form. So if you click into here, you will see that there is a form for you to submit if you're interested in having your information up on the TVs throughout the University Center. All of the information that you need is here. There's a reminder about pixels and everything you need to know. So that is how you are now going to submit any information that you would like on the TVs. Next is audience. You cannot, under any circumstances, select members only and undergraduate students. These two things cancel each other out and your event will be denied because it's going to be confusing to anyone who might be interested in your event. Members only means that only members of your organization can attend. And so if it's open to all students, including members, you're just going to select undergraduate students. You can also select as many or as little as you would like, as long as you are selecting one. For this, I'm going to select all of the folks who might benefit from this tutorial video. Then you're going to come down here for contact information. This does not have to be the person who's in charge of the event. It might be your secretary. It could be anyone who you want to get the communication if a student has a question about your event and sends a message through the student portal. If you have a Zoom meeting or an RSVP link, you can also select that or paste that in here and it will populate on the student portal and let people know that they need to RSVP or that it's going to be virtual with a Zoom meeting link. Then we get to the 25 Live Pro Space reservation instructions. So the instructions are fully laid out here. So first you are going to click to open a new tab in 25 Live. You're going to log in using your Widener credentials. So let's do that. We're going to come over here, sign in. Again, you use your Widener credentials. The next step is to check the availability of the space. Click on More in the top right-hand corner and select Availability. Click on the location search bar to select your location area and select the appropriate date. So I am going to come over here and select Availability, and this form is going to come up. Then I'm going to select this location area, and because I'm doing this in the University Center Room A, that is what I'm going to click into. And then I'm going to click into the calendar and select the date that I'm looking at, and I'll be able to see anything that might be in the system during that time. So I'm going to come down here, find Room A, slide across, and see, okay, there's nothing in there during that time. But if I was planning on doing the University Center Atrium Midway, I'd see, okay, that's actually booked right now, and I would be able to then select a new location. Once you have confirmed the availability of the space that you are interested in, please proceed to the next step. So in the right top hand corner, you're going to select Event Form and begin the process. So you're going to come back here, you're going to click into Event Form. Enter your event title, and that should match what is in Presence. So you're going to come up here, you're going to copy this over, and your event name is going to be that event name from Presence. Then you can scroll down here and you are going to enter a description in the event or meeting details section. A good hint is to copy and paste the same information from the Tell Us More section on Presence. So I'm going to do just that. And here is that event or meetings details. So I'm going to copy and paste exactly what I had in Presence. Next step is to select the appropriate event type. So from here, you have a ton of different options, and you are going to select the one that best fits. Notice how there are also these stars here. You can star the ones that you're going to be using most frequently, similar to how I have done on mine. For this, I'm just going to put it in as an administrative department meeting because that's what this is. Then you're going to come back over here and see that the next step is to select your primary organization. So from the list, you are going to select your student organization name. Now, I am just, for the purpose of this video, going to select the Office of Student Engagement, but all of your organizations should already be in the system. So anything that is missing, please just let us know and we will make sure that we get that added immediately. Next, you're going to enter your expected headcount. Hint, your headcount will determine the spaces available to you. So I am going to, again, for the purposes of training, overestimate on my headcount so you can see what happens when I try to select the room that I want. So I'm going to select 100, and then you're going to select your date and times. Please add any additional setup and breakdown time under the additional time section. And if your event repeats, you may select repeating dates here. However, each repeating date will need to have a new form submitted on Presence because we don't have the ability to have the repeating in that system. So I'm going to select January 17th at 12 p.m. to 1 p.m. And I'm going to come under this additional time area, and let's say I need 30 minutes for setup and 30 minutes for takedown. You're going to see down here that your reservation is actually going to change from the original 1 hour duration to 2 hours to account for that setup and breakdown time. So it is wildly important that you put that information in. Then you can select the repeating pattern, or you can select the dates that you want to repeat at ad hoc. I am not going to have any of these dates repeating, so I'm going to go in and remove them because I clicked on them. So this is where you'll put in your repeating pattern. Next, you are going to search for your desired location. The system will automatically tell you if the space is available, and if it's unavailable, you will just have to go back into Presence to make the necessary changes. So I'm going to do room A because, again, that's the room that we're looking at. You're going to see a bunch of different options come up, and down here is the University Center Room A. So I'm going to click on Requests, and you're going to see that this is the capacity of the room layout, which is 20, is smaller than your head count, which is 100, meaning you're unable to use that space. So if I go in here and then change my head count because I truly don't need 100, that's going to go away. If you truly needed 100 and you were requesting a room that only has capacity for 20, you're going to need to select a larger space. The next step is to, of course, request that space, and then you're going to select your room layout. Your request will not be approved until the appropriate room layout is selected for your meeting. So you're going to see right here, we have a bunch of different layouts. We have the classroom rows, conference style, open square, specialty diagram, lecture style, and U-shaped. For this, I'm just going to select conference style, and then I'm going to continue to scroll down. Now, if there's anything else that you need, if you're uploading a special diagram, this is where you're going to do that under attached files. Then if you need anything special for your event, you're going to select that here. You're going to put your contact information in here. And again, I'm just going to put my office line and not my cell phone number. Any event comments you can put in here. And then you're just going to acknowledge your reservation request. So your space reservation is not approved until you receive an email confirmation from the appropriate scheduling department. Please allow 2 to 4 business days to review and process your request. By checking this box, you agree to abide by all space reservation policies and guidelines. So I'm going to select agree and save. While that is saving, I'm going to come back over here, and the next step is after clicking save, you will see a reference number on the bottom of on the bottom right of the page. Please copy and paste this into the 25 Live Pro reference number. And again, please refer to your 25 Live confirmation email to learn how to submit additional requests for audio and visual equipment, food and catering services, housekeeping requests, and furniture requests specifically for Latham Hall. So now I just need to find where that reservation number is. So it's right here under event info. It's called reference. So I'm going to copy this over and paste that in here. That's going to confirm with the folks in University Center Administration that you have successfully both requested that space in 25 Live and in Presence. Next is that fundraising approval. So this is required anytime that you are taking money. So will your advisor be present? Either yes or no. You're going to select your advisor name and their Widener email address. You're going to let us know if there's an entry fee, if it is a dance or a party. Under recipient of funds, this should be the group or organization who is receiving the money. So if you are doing a fundraiser for the animal shelter on Providence Ave, you're going to put the name of the animal shelter here. If you are doing a fundraiser for your organization, you're going to put your organization name here. Under no circumstances should a name of a person ever be under recipient of funds. Your fundraiser will immediately be denied. So please make sure that you are listing whoever is going to be receiving the funds and holding on to those, keeping those for other things, whether it is a donation or whether it is just to go back into your organization. Then you're going to let us know if you are selling promotional items. If it is a yes, you're going to select yes, tell us what you will be selling, and then upload a design. If you select no, but your event is called sticker sale, your event will be denied. You need to make sure that you are telling us what you are selling and uploading that design. Even if you were just buying a sticker basket from Amazon, we need to know what those are going to look like. So please make sure that you are filling this out correctly. Next is the fire circle usage permit. This is something that you will only fill out if you are using the fire circle. You will read through all of this and then sign that you agree to these terms. Next is waiver. You will never select waiver. Unless you are working with our office, you will never utilize the waiver feature. Accidentally attaching this liability release waiver is going to require every single student who signs into your event to sign the waiver. So please make sure that you are not selecting that. If it is selected, your event will be denied. Next is budget and goals. This is good for internal use. We don't look at this, so this is truly if your organization would like to use it. You'll put in a budget here. So let's say my budget for this is $500 and we spend $479.83. And our attendance goal is 50 people. Once you start having folks check into your event, it's actually going to calculate a cost per head. So you're going to be able to see how much of your money is actually going towards each individual person attending your event, which may be able to help you make some changes for the future. Event notes is an area where you can communicate with specifically the Office of Student Engagement and the University Center Administration Office. If there's nothing that you need to communicate, then you don't have to put anything under event notes. But if you need us to know that maybe the event registration form is one of the duplicates and you just want us to know that you've already received your confirmation, whatever that looks like, you will type that in here. And then finally, down here under group options, this is where you will select hidden from non-members. Please do not select members only check-in. When you select members only check-in, it automatically only allows students who have accepted their access into your portal to sign into your event. So if there are members who didn't accept their access in, they will not be able to sign in. So you will always select hidden from non-members if it is closed to only your organization. If not, you won't select anything. You will scroll back up to the top and you will click on submit for approval. Once that goes through, our areas between Office of Student Engagement and University Center Administration will get to work on your form. And that is how you submit an event registration. So you'll get this response message, and then if we have any questions, we will contact you and let you know. And of course, if you have any questions about anything, I am always available. You can email me at vnfine@widener.edu. You can also shoot me a message on Teams, or you can stop in to set up an appointment.